Hello, let me try. Do you hear me at all? You should be able to hear me now. I hope. Oh my goodness, no sound. Huh, okay. Oh boy. Yay, you hear me? Good. I unplugged it and plugged it back in. So, how is everybody today? I just got through. I tell you what, this is a tough time, isn't it? It's a tough time. We got to do what we got to do. I listened to Governor Cuomo this morning. I think I have a crush on him now. I tell you the truth. A man comes along, takes care of things, um, tells you the straight story, and you fall in love. I mean, come on, guys. It's easy. Just get with it. Then, unfortunately, I watched the presidential one and got all depressed again. So, I tell you the truth. Just give us a straight story and get out of the way. I mean, I'm sorry. So, I love Mariam Cuomo. I tell you the truth. I'm like, when you're running for president, you got my vote. I'm glad that he puts his news conferences on nationwide because we need to hear from somebody that gives us some kind of comfort right now, okay? Oh, yes. What a dear heart. And that's all. All we need is somebody to tell us the truth, tell us the honest truth, and to give a darn. And we're not getting that right now. And I know I'm not supposed to talk politics, but I'm starting to get a little PO'd. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Vern? I just took out my sewing needle that I was using last night. Hi, Cheryl. That I was using last night to sew on that netting and the okay, get my mind together. Hold on. My brain is spinning too fast and nothing's landing. So I was working last night with that fusible. And so with working with the fusible, it gummed up my needle. So I'm putting a brand new fresh needle on. I got my door open over here because it's gorgeous here today. I think it's going to be in near 80 or in the low 80s. Polly, do you know, sweetheart? But I didn't get in bed till 3 in the morning. Well, I got in bed at 2:30 in the morning and then laid there thinking about everything. And, I want to thank you ladies for coming and spending some time with me because you know what? If I have too much time to think about everything, it gets a little worrisome. So I didn't even wake up until 11. Well, I woke up at 7 because Mark got home from going to I guess it was 7:30. Mark went to the grocery store as soon as it opened this morning at 7 to get a few things for us. And I was telling him about how they clean the store and restock it. And I'm threading my needle if you want to see. But I was telling him how that they clean the store at night, restock it, and that even though we don't have the senior citizen hours, it's still a good idea for us to go first thing because it's less likely, I'm hoping, to spread disease and stuff. So anyway, he went to the store this morning and he said some things they had plenty of. He said what surprises him is they had plenty of TV dinners, but they didn't have things like bags of onions and bags of potatoes. So he said some things are wiped out, some things, they're doing pretty good on. I'm really tickled. I just wanted to tell y'all, ever since I had put this machine in the shop and had it cleaned and calibrated, my needle threader's been working. And you know what? It's nice to have little joys like that. I mean, you can't always have big excitements, but how nice to have little joys that an automatic needle threader really works. So, hello. Now, I'm going to, hello, Sonia. I ordered something, a little something for you today. So, in fact, did y'all notice that Pineapple Fabrics is having its sale and Jenny Buyer's having its sale? And I was feeling all kinds of sassy today. So I told Mark, not asked, I told Mark that I was going to buy some fabric. I said, a girl's got to do, it's retail therapy, and the girl's got to do what a girl's got to do. But I was cautious. I didn't, get carried away. But Jenny Buyer came out with a sale. Some of her fabrics were $4.17 or something like that a yard. Well, come on, I'm not stupid. I had to get a couple yards. And then Pineapple Fabrics, I ordered early enough that I got a couple, I hope, of their good deals. So, hello, Jody from Chillicothe. Ooh, yay! I hope I'm getting it somewhere close to right. But anyway, so I ordered a few yards of fabric from Pineapple Fabrics. Got it. I said, I'm just doing my patriotic duty to support the economy, right? And then I ordered a few yards from Jenny Buyer. And as a fellow Jenny Buyer lover that Sonia is, and for other reasons she knows about, I got a little something special for her. And it's okay if you already have one, sweetie. Now, then you'll have two, and you'll never lose one. But I love my Sonia, and I love all of y'all. So I can't always buy presents for everybody all the time, but when I get a chance, I will, and I'll slip it to you. Last night, I did do a good thing. And see, I try to be good. I try. But I got a bunch of envelopes loaded with some fabrics. And I don't know if I have enough people for all of these. This is how many I loaded. And I'm worried I don't have enough people. So if you're doing that undersea landscape, let me know, because I've got to put in the yarns and stuff. But here are all of the envelopes I filled. So let me know, okay? Hi, Karen Cole. It's so good to see you. My goodness. It's been a little bit, hon. We've missed you. So anyway, but don't forget, if you just let me know and let me know what kind of things you're interested in. I am trying to gather everyone's thoughts of what they wanted. Thank you for the pictures you said. And I want to get those out. I'm hoping I can drive them by the post office, if nothing else, and put them in a big mailbox. And Jody, I haven't been to the post office yet to mail the box because I want to go one time only. And I am working on Mr. Russell. Are y'all ready for this? My Russell is 1 year old today. So, and what it makes it especially wonderful, he was born on my father's birthday. First day of spring, my father's birthday. So, I want to tell you something real quick. Don't you love listening to the birds? I've got the breeze coming in, a fan from over there. And, yep, my Grommy's sitting over at the door looking. My Grommet is what I call a ponderer. He loves to sit and ponder. And even when I first got him and he was 10 weeks old, just a little 4-pound fluff ball, I was taking him for a walk, and he stopped and sat down and just looked. Just wanted to look and see what was out there. That's when I fell in love with him. So I was going to name him Henry, but then Mark came up with the name Grommet. And we love Wallace and Gromit. It's a British claymation cartoon, and that we love because this dog invents all kinds of things. The man thinks he invents it, but he gets it all wrong, and his dog Gromit is the one that fixes it. So, all right, let me see who all is here. And while I'm stuffing the last baby toy, the little giraffe. Okay, let's see who. Go back to the very beginning. Jamie's Crafty World. Oh, I've got some cute pictures of Crystal doing some work. Diane 57. Thank you, Diane 57, for being here. I count on her. There's my Diana Wright. And Sonia and Polly and Diana Wright. I love how fast she types. Sonia, so good to see her. Polly, yay, girlfriend. Let me try that again. The mouth's not quite working. I got to turn it on. But anyway, glad to see you, Miss Polly. One day we'll have to have Polly over on the show so y'all can meet her because she's only 20 minutes away. Linda Price is here. So glad to see you. Last night, I put a couple invitations to our group's IO. So let me know if you would like to join our group's IO. Akko and Susan and Bonnie have started a Monday night live chat on Zoom, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We get to hear and see each other and just sit and chat and not just listen to me and have me read y'all. We'll all talk. In fact, I'll try to be quiet and let y'all talk. So if you want to join our group, it's Our Time to Quilt at twc.com. But last night, Lisa Capon, I put through her membership. As soon as I get them, I put them through. Now, there's been one that I keep trying to put through, and it keeps bouncing. I'm not sure what that's about. So make sure you really carefully write your email address so I can key it in. So Maureen is here. Hi, Maureen. And Cheryl Lemon, our sunshine, is here. I am so tickled to see Karen Cole again. This is wonderful. This is a big crowd for a Friday. You make me feel really special. I've noticed quilters are the best people in the whole world. And I've noticed, hi, Teresa Jukovic. Tell your governor to get busy putting down laws to keep you guys safe, because tell him if he doesn't handle it, I'm going to come up there and beat him up because my Teresa needs to be safe. I was looking at what states haven't enacted. You won't believe this. The governor of Oklahoma showed a picture of him out Sunday with his family in a restaurant, a busy, crowded restaurant, saying, we're not going to change our ways. We invite y'all to come out here with us. And I thought, you foolish man, you better change your ways. So anyway, I'm just hoping we all are going to stay close to home. This too shall pass, and we can start our life again. So I worry about my son. Oh, I love Glide Thread. Glide Thread and Issachar are the two favorites for me to use on my long arm because I've tried so many others. I love YLI, but my long arm breaks it. So I love Glide and Issachar. And I learned about Issachar from Dear Leah Day, that cutie pie. So right now I'm stuffing my little giraffe. Isn't he cute? And then I can mail these to my grandbaby. And since today is his birthday, I'm going to be late. But, All right. Oh, Sherry Mercurio. Hi. It is so good to see you. I'm loving seeing all these names. Cheryl Hogan is here. Woo! Yay, Cheryl Hogan. Our governor, Mr. Roy Cooper in North Carolina, Democrat. Love him to bits. Doing a great job in North Carolina. And so good seeing my Jody. I want to tell you guys, Jody is very talented. Cheryl Hogan is very talented. Remember the dress shop? Was it dress shop or fabric store quilt that she had displayed at a show? Very talented. And Cheryl, we loved how you use the selvages for the sidewalk. Way to go. So we've got some talented ladies here, and I am so tickled. Bonnie is here. Oh, no, Bonnie. I'm so sorry, sweetheart. So take good care of yourself. Let me see if I'm all the way down. I think I am. So what I want to offer you is, so you're not just listening to me, but would it help you to talk at all about any worries you have about what's going on? Oh, please, Cheryl, we love seeing your work. You don't know how inspiring it is. And it is wonderful to have such a talented person in this group. So please send it. I would be thrilled. And I only had one quilt in a show. And oh boy, the group will tell you, that thrilled me to no end. So it's nice to have somebody else, and your stuff is quality, top line work. So thank you. So anyway, but tell me, is there anything y'all would like to talk about or get off your chest? I worry about us being kind of isolated, and I heard Alex Anderson the other day say, well, we are kind of a self-isolating type person anyway. Quilting, I mean, it can be a social event, but often it's just us in our room. But I want to give you a platform if you would like to talk about how you're feeling and what you're worried about. Because we've never gone through something quite like this. I mean, none of us were alive for the 1918 or 1908 flu. But I do want to say something. No calling it the Chinese flu. That is just stupid and juvenile. I'm getting my opinions out. I'm getting my anger out. But this is a flu that could have started anywhere, and we need to knock it off. Do you know that the Spanish flu actually started here? So you start throwing stones at countries for where diseases get oriented, it'll come back on you. And so we're not going to do that. We're loving people, and there is no need to throw slurs. And I don't want any Asian Americans to get any. Mark told me about an incident on the subway where an African-American man sprayed an Asian-American man down with Febreze and was just talking ugly to him. And we don't do that in America. So there. Now I feel a lot better. Now, I want to offer that same thing for y'all. Cheryl Hogan is worried about her daughter and her family. She's on her way home from Florida now. I can understand that, honey. I will think about them. If you have someone you're worried about, tell us, and we'll all keep them close to our heart. And, let's try. Let's help each other. Your son's stuck in Morocco. He rented a house for a month. Hope he can get home after that. He has dual citizenship with the U.S. and Italy, but can't get flights. Vicki, we're going to think about your son, hon. We will think good thoughts about him. Anybody else? Yeah, because, we don't really have a platform, and this is a lot of worry. I worry about my son and daughter because right now their income stream is nothing. And they are performers. They're musicians. And they give lessons and they perform live. And all of their gigs have been canceled. And the private lessons have all been shut down. And I worry about my son. So thank goodness, Jody, you get along. Thank goodness. Yeah, Mark and I, we're doing pretty good. Mark and I told each other that we are not going to fight. It's not worth it. We're going to speak to each other and listen to each other and not let anything escalate into a fight because we have to understand we're all under stress. Oh, good. Good, Maureen. That's good to hear that what Governor Cuomo has done has been a good thing for your daughter. I tell you what, I love that man. Love that man. When he started telling his stories about his mom and dad, and he took his kids years ago, he took his kids to his mom and dad's, and the dad said, "Okay, son, I think it's time for you to go to work." And I mean, he's so relatable, and that's the kind of fireside chats we need right now, where he is going to be our Franklin Delano Roosevelt in our time of crisis. Now, let me see somebody else. Cheryl Hogan. Okay, she has 3 boys. She works in the school the boys go to. She can't rely on us to help with the boys. Oh, see, that's the tough part, is how are people handling, all of this. Wow. Thank you for telling us this stuff. Thank you for sharing this with us. Yeah, the economic fallout's going to be something else. And I'll tell something too. An angry thing for me is a Congressman Burr from my state, North Carolina, dealt in a little insider trading when he was getting the security briefings back before any of us really understood about this coronavirus. He cashed out $1.7 million worth of stocks that he knew would go down in value when the market crashed, and he knew that would happen. And so I hope he gets fired, censored, goes to jail. You do not profit for something like this that's going to hurt this country. So shame on him. There. I feel better. Yep, and I hope they all get in trouble because this is not fair. Yep, it is awful because, I mean, 1.7 million, who of us would have that in stocks to begin with? And then, I mean, in a way, his sell-off helped tank the stock market too. But how dare he use his security clearance information to profit? I loved, did y'all see the man who had hoarded 17,000 bottles of hand sanitizer and he got shut down? You're not allowed to do that. Once it becomes an emergency, it's declared an emergency, you can't charge more than 10% more than the normal price for something. And the man was confronted and he donated all 17,000 that he had of what he had left, and he apologized. And you know what? Good. Because that's wrong. That is wrong. Let me see. Oh, I know, honey. I would love Cuomo to go for president because I want somebody who cares. I want somebody who can show empathy for what we're having to go through. I mean, Mark was telling me about how that George H.W. Bush had never grocery shopped in his life. And especially if you're sitting in Pennsylvania Avenue and you've got chefs making all your food and you've got people cleaning all your clothes, and I mean, you don't realize what the real people are going through. And we need somebody that will understand. Oh, that's terrible. Now, I'm sorry, financial analyst, can't she work from home? I don't understand that. Oh, good job, Diane, making mess for your husband. Good. I know you didn't know I had such a, my anger comes out when somebody is doing something that takes advantage of other people. And if somebody hurts somebody I love, oh, baby, you talk about Mama Bear, I will just, woo. I'm terrible at that. I tell you the truth. But my daughter's up. My daughter who lives near me, the teacher, is up working on computers, getting them ready so that students can come pick them up and work on schoolwork. So, yay. But, I do kind of tell it like it is. I was born on the same day, different year, but I was born on Harry Truman's birthday. And I always felt compelled to speak like the buck stops here, you know? And I try not to do it during our normal live streams because I love all of you. I don't care who you voted for, whatever. As long as you feel compassion and caring about your fellow people, then that's all you need to be my friend. It doesn't matter who you voted for. And we can agree to disagree. No problem. But it's if you act or speak ill of people in general based on their skin color or where they live or what they've got, whatever, that's when I have a problem. So any other stories? I'm so glad Diana's making masks. And Sherry, we're going to be thinking about your daughter. She should not have to come in, and especially because New York, unless you are considered, her boss, I think, is going to have to change because Cuomo finds out. I wouldn't say financial analyst is a essential job. So I'm getting my little buckaroo stuffed. I've got his head and neck stuffed and his little, this leg and starting on this leg. And yeah, I love the people I love. I will go to the end of the world. I'll stand in front of a bus without even thinking. Not a problem. So, oh yeah. So Diana, right? You and I have a lot of things in common in the way we were raised, and social injustice doesn't work with us. And whatever you do to my friend, you're doing to me. So that's for sure. Or any human being. Picking up oh, that's so wonderful. There are so many wonderful stories. There are so many. Oh, your cry cut maker arrived yesterday. Oh, good job. You know, or Cricut. I'm sorry. I always call it cry cut, but I know it's Cricut. I would love to figure out how to make masks. I'm so upset to worry about that, but so I don't know how to do that. But if you know of a site or something that can help me figure out. Mark was saying, well, that's kind of odd to have women sewing masks. I said, it's no odder than back in other World War I, women making bandages at home. And I said, you know what? It's wonderful to feel like you're doing something to help. You're not helpless. So how wonderful. But isn't it wonderful? You know, that's my biggest problem I had with the old prepper movement is that was, to me, more focused on protecting me and not helping others. And in fact, I donated $50 to my food bank the other day because I realized there's a lot of people that aren't going to have food. And the government can talk all at once about sending people checks, but when will the checks get there? Empty tummies don't wait for the government. So I told Mark that I donated there and I'm going to check with my son. I want to make sure that my son and his wife and that beautiful Russell don't hurt for anything. So, I mean, you know, he's one of those kids that has a choking student loans too. So we'll see what we can do to help them. But I never know when to stop stuffing. You know, you can kind of stuff to the point of ridiculousness. So I think I've stuffed enough when the feet start going together. Oh, that's wonderful. That is wonderful. Thank you, Sherry. Oh, wow. You know, I love people who give of themselves, firefighters, policemen, anybody that's willing to give of themselves to take care of others. I absolutely love it. I saw a story recently on the news where policemen saw a woman in the dark walking with a bunch of balloons and bunches of bags, and They stopped, and she was black, African American, and they were white, which to me just makes the story more tender. And they asked her if she needed a ride, and she said she'd love a ride. Thank you. That she's trying to get home to have a birthday party for her little daughter. And that she had been looking for a cake or couldn't get a cake. She had balloons and a couple presents. Do you know those policemen went? I'm trying not to get emotional. One said to the other policeman, take this credit card and go find a birthday cake for that little girl. And then they met when he took her home, and the other policeman came to the house and brought in the cake, and they all sang happy birthday to her. So remember this. Don't let yourself hear sad stories. And you can do a video? Oh, wow. But anyway, just don't forget that there are some beautiful people out there, and look for the good stories, because trust me, it'll do your heart good. So they're all over right now. There's Josh Gad. I don't know if you know Josh Gad. He's a young whippersnapper actor who was the voice of Olaf from Frozen. And he's reading children's books for parents who, would love to have a few quiet moments since they're all stuck in at home. And then somebody here, was it Sherry Mercurio, put a link of a woman author that's reading one of her chapters in her books each day. Let me tell you what, that is so wonderful and relaxing. You want to talk about Zen. I mean, how wonderful. So I signed up for her newsletter. I want to hear her every day. So there's wonderful stories out there. Yeah, I'm worried about how we can get to make a mask. To do the right thing, we've got to get the right kind of fabric. Now, I saw one woman on the news, and I don't know. I mean, maybe they're thinking that that's better than nothing, or maybe you can get the special fabric. But, I'm worried about these people, the doctors in there. Oh, you ready for this? Cuomo put out a call to all retired doctors and nurses in the New York area if they would come back and work during this crisis. 1,000 people volunteered immediately. What do you think of that? Isn't that something? So y'all be really, really careful. And, I'm hoping I didn't miss any stories, because I love you having a chance. I love listening to someone read. I love Jennifer Gardner. She is so awesome. She is so awesome. Deserved better than old Ben Affleck. Oh, I am sassy today. Y'all better watch out. You might not like me after today's over. So, but now I am sewing up the tummy of the giraffe, and I'll have them ready to mail. You're using cotton. For Diane's husband, that's better than nothing. But if we're doing on my gas for hospitals, I loved it today. Cuomo said he will pay companies to make them, to start up, to retool their whatever. He will pay. They'll pay a premium. They want masks. They want to protect their first responders. I love that man. Love it. So, and since I'm in love with my own Italian here, I'm thinking they're pretty cool. So what? Oh, do we have somebody new? Wait a minute. No, you're talking about the author. Okay. Yes, I know. We're all, oh, but ready for this? Last night I was watching, I don't know if it was Rachel Maddow or something, but they said we're now able to put a face on some, we're hearing enough about some of these cases. One was a young man, 34 years of age, who had just come home, flown back from Florida after visiting Disney World and Universal Studios, and he died from the coronavirus. And they said as a child he had asthma, but he had no real health thing. So, I mean, we got to be careful. The world is not evil. They are so wrong. This world is wonderful, and everybody is trying to pitch in. And I love it. I love it. Nobody's hiding behind their doors with guns, worried people are going to come steal your stuff. I told Mark, if somebody came up to our door and said, we need help, I would say, what do you want? I'll give you, how much food do you want? I mean, come on. We're all in this together, and we all know it. You take care, sweetheart. I know you feel like you need Bonnie. You need to keep up with what you're doing, but I wish I was there to give you a little back rub, sweetie. Take care of that back, okay? So, anyway, no, I love you guys. Y'all are the best, but I'm hoping everybody takes good care of themselves. And I'm really sad. I was so looking forward to coming to the Mancuso Quilt Show in Greenville, South Carolina, end of April, but it's been can't push back now till June. But I'm supposed to be camping then. So I probably will have to miss that quilt show. And I had signed up for great classes, super classes. Susan, who does the show Quilting Art? Susan, she has like 3 names, but but Susan something, and then Marjan Klupfel, and I was so looking forward to those classes. Bye, Bonnie, sweetheart. So anyway, all right. Well, did I give everybody a chance? Did I give everybody a chance to kind of say how you were feeling? Because then when you feel like you've had a chance to talk about how you're feeling, we'll talk about what you're working on today. So y'all know I'm giving an appendectomy to a giraffe, but what are y'all working on today? So, goodness gracious. Aha, finally felt that knot pop through. So, let's see what he whoops. Oh no. I felt the needle hit my foot on the way down, so I'll have to find it. Luckily, it's not overly sharp. But here is my little giraffe. So, got that done. Now, I'll give you a good hint that Mark taught me. When you're looking for needles on the floor, he goes and gets a flashlight and shines it horizontally. And sure enough, it makes that needle pop right up. So, Susan Brubaker Knapp. That is it, Miss Cheryl Hogan. Yay! I was so excited to take a class from her because I love her. She, for lots of reasons, she was doing I see my needle. And boy, there was a good amount of dust under that sewing desk that my foot found. Hold on. I want to get these before I step on them wrong. Okay. There was my needle. And I also found a straight pin. And I can't believe that I'm going to show y'all this. Look at all this junk that was underneath that desk. I think I need to clean this room again. So I show y'all too much. I show you all my sad secrets. So, all right. Is Kathy Mitchell here? Who's here? There it is, Kathy Mitchell. Yay! So, I could be working on finishing my flamingos. I could be working on my undersea thing. But I decided today I want to sew for fun. Now, I'll tell you one thing we're going to do. Last time we chatted and had fun for 4 hours, but YouTube cut 2 hours right off of it. So evidently you can only do a live stream for up to 2 hours. So what we're going to do is before 3 o'clock or by 3 o'clock, help me remember, 3 o'clock Eastern time. Now it's going on 2 o'clock. I'll make a new one and we can keep going. I mean, are y'all happy with keeping going? Oh, I will be glad to tell you. These animals were done by Stacy EST HZU. I will show you. It's called Safari Life. Pineapple Fabrics has them. And it's called Safari Life. Whoops, see that again? Whoops, come on. Okay, Safari Life by Stacy LESTHZU for Moda. And it's these awesome panels that you can buy and then make the animals. And I love them because they're simple, they're cute, easy, simple. So, hi, Kathy. Man, we've got so many great people in here. This is fabulous. So I'm going to show you what I'm working on, and I want to know what you're working on. And, you know, I'm always thrilled. I don't care if it's painting, crocheting, knitting, whatever. It's good. It's all good. So I'm working on this, which I had started at my Myrtle Beach quilt class, which I'm going to try to talk Pat Fry into coming to next time. And I thought, I just want to work on whatever I feel like working on. And, Gromy's back underneath my table laying down. Can I tell you what joy that dog brings me? I've got a dog bed and blankie under this desk. This is a big old teacher's desk, and there's plenty of room under it. And when I sit down here to sew, he just lays down under that desk and just lays and waits for me. And he'll do this for hours, as long as I stay down here. And once in a while, he'll let me know, well, I kind of like to go to the bathroom. And I'll let him right out this side door. Luckily, you know, I've got that side door right there. But, and I'll show you too, I have done a lot of cleaning in the room. It might not look like it, but trust me, I have done so much cleaning. And that hallway back there, that counter is almost totally cleaned off. But I need to hurry up and finish it so I can send you my video and tell you how I approach cleaning my room. But anyway, this dog, he's such a dear heart, and he just lays down there and loves it. In the morning, he won't leave me because he's hoping I'm going to come down here. And I don't know why it makes him so happy. I guess because I'm sitting still, and he just wants to be by mama. But he's a dear, dear heart dog. I got so lucky. I went to look at his sister, and my daughter and I, Becky and I, we always go together to get our dogs. But anyway, she went with me, and we went up to see my other daughter, Katie, and she's on the eastern shore of Maryland, near Delaware. And I had been looking for a small dog. I wanted a 10-pound dog. This was 7 years ago. And so this rescue in Pennsylvania near Lancaster said, oh, yeah, they had one that was going to be about 10 pounds. So I went up to see it. It was supposed to be a Jack Russell Shih Tzu mix. And I went up to see this dog. And I wanted females. I only like females. And the dog I was supposed to look at to adopt was wild. I mean, nipping, barking, yep, jumping up on, they were in this little pen, jumping up. I'm like, I'm not getting that dog. That dog's crazy. I mean, people leaned over and she was trying to bite their face. And I think she was just excited, but I said, don't want that dog. Well, I noticed she had a brother, and he was totally different color than her, and he was just sitting over to the side in this little fenced-in area, just kind of sitting there. So I said, can I see him? And we fell for each other immediately. Grammy, come here a minute. Come see Mama. Come here. I want to show you my 10-pound dog. Come here. Up. Come on. Come here. Oh, you're stretching. Oh, he's stretching. This is my 10-pound grommet. And let me tell you, he's 30 pounds. He's 29 pounds. But I love this boy. And he's very long and has short legs. And he's a doll baby. Hey, you've been a good boy. He's like, I don't know why she's picking me up. What is she doing with me? But he goes with me everywhere. He's my most loyal companion. And I dearly love this boy. Anyway, I've had people think he was a Havanese. And he's not. But he's a wonderful mutt. So I'm fixing his bed under there. So that's my Grammy. Okay. The Lady in the Lake. I remember that book. I know what you mean, Cheryl. And, and you can, I don't know about you, but I can be frozen by indecision. And so I'm just learning now to say, what would make me happy today? And I said that to myself. And then I said, what would make me happy today is to work on this, because I think it's going to be really pretty. Oh, Lordy. You know what I hate? G3 and G. What I hate is when you haven't worked on a project for a while and you're like, how did I do this? So I'll figure it out. And in fact, I'm wondering, where are my paper instructions? I probably took them out at some point and put them somewhere. Anyway, but I think I can at least work on the blocks for now. I think I can. Did I find it? I found it. It was sitting, there's an area behind this computer and camera that I hide stuff in so y'all won't see. I'll show you now. Whoops. This is Okay, got it back. Anyway, I was trying to show you that down here is a little area that I put stuff back here and hide it so you can't see it. So, let me get this all straightened up. All right. Okay. Did someone say something about Michelle? Maybe I read that. Let me see. Hi, Michelle the Quilter. It is so good to see you. Okay. So now, thank you for taking that little trip with me to who knows where. See, the truth is, I understand very little how all this electronics works. So when something goes wrong, I'm like, uh-oh. I don't know what to do. But luckily, I found my instructions. So what I'm wondering about right now is where does this G1 and G3 go? So I'm finding there's G1 and there's G3. So now I have to look on here. G1 is what I want. G1. So G3 must belong to another part. G1. Okay. That's what I needed to know because they look the same to me, but maybe they're slightly different. So, and see, I'm doing this, so I want G1. All right. My G3, G1. I found them. So what I'm going to do is work on this stack and put these arcs in each corner of these blocks. Uh-oh. I'm sorry, Cheryl. I was messing with the camera and I kind of like messed it up. It was my fault. So anyway, so tell me what y'all are working on. And you know what? If you're not working on anything, that's okay too. It's your day. You can do whatever you want. All right, let me make sure I'm all plugged in, turned on. But, okay. I've got a light gray thread put in here in both the bobbin and I've got a light gray spool of thread here and in my bobbin. And this is, I learned that it's so easy to do curves. You don't need a special foot. You don't need all kinds of special stuff. So I'll show you what the teacher taught me. You just have to be bold. It pretty much is that with everything in life, I think. I was looking to see. Okay, I'll just have this above it. All right, I'm trying to get good lighting here for y'all. All right. And I have three straight pins. Okay, that's all I need to do these curves. So I take one of these G1, and let me tell you, I need to show you, this is a pattern that you would have to purchase. It is from So Kind of Wonderful. You can find them online. So Kind of Wonderful. And this pattern itself is called the Urban 9 Patch. And if I had just seen this picture, it wouldn't have excited me that much. But I saw a picture that reminded me more of what I actually did. And, well, that's not a very good view. But let me see if, here, this is the one I saw. And I thought, oh my gosh, I love that. And look at all of the areas for quilting. Is that cool? and look at this with the black background, the different colors. So once I saw this, I said, that's the quilt I want to do. All right, but I'm going to warn you, it's a lot of cutting. It's a lot of, oh, good, Jamie. Good, using your Cricut. Yeah, because I had heard that some hospital people were saying, should I use a bandana? Please, no, that's terrible. That's only one thin layer of very open fabric. Now, what I'm going to do is, this is basically a 9 patch, and I'm going to find the center of this 9 patch and give it the center of the 9 patch and give it a good pinch, okay? You're going to clean your apartment, Kim. Excellent. Mark and I cleaned the other night. I did all the dust mopping and the dusting and the straightening, and he ran the vacuum. It was really nice. When he's busy out working in the yard, I do all the cleaning, but it was nice to have him do the vacuuming. And it allowed us each to do a better job because I wasn't so worn out when I finished. You know, we really kind of did a deep clean because we said, well, we're going to be stuck in here for a while. So I just used, whoops, I forgot I already had these pens out. I just used 3 pens, and I'll show you. Use a pen in each corner. Whoops, this has got to come up here. Let me pen it again. I use a pen in each corner and 1 dead center. I found the center of this strip and the center of that. And then it's just a matter of you start sewing, and you're kind of gentle, but you kind of guide it, you know, making sure that the edges stay even as they go right under the needle. Pulling, just kind of making sure the edges stay aligned. If you just were to just try to whip it through, this underneath fabric would pull way back, and then you'd have a mess. But you're just trying to keep the edges even as it goes under the needle. Okay. Now I just start adjusting this. So it's just something. I tend to be an impatient, fast sewer. And this has to, you know, it slows me down a little. But luckily you're working with those biased edges, and so it eases right in. Now let's see how I did. Oh, and Diana, I read that you had storms the other night. I'm sorry, or last night. I'm sorry about that. Let me get my little snips. All right. So, do you see? Looks pretty good. This is the ruler that makes all this possible. And normally, I'm not a big fan of buying rulers. I think, you know, I'm cheap. But this really did help because it has the curve that you need to cut the pieces out. So it's a quick curve ruler by So Kind of Wonderful. And this sewing company has all kinds of curve patterns. But this is a very sturdy ruler, and you use this to actually do the cutting with your 45 millimeter blade, rotary cutter blade. All right. So I'm going to make room to pull my iron up so I can give it a touch of the iron. Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness. So Mark got up this morning, left here 6:45 to end up at the grocery store at 7 o'clock. And because he had to log in to work here, he's working from home, and he had to log in at 8 o'clock, so he had to be back in time. And he did a wonderful job. He said people were standing outside the door waiting. And I read an article that said, don't go shopping more than once or twice a week. And when you do go when it's least busy. And if they have hand sanitizer there, use it. And then when you don't stand near anybody in the checkout, in Denmark, they've already painted the grocery store floors with the correct distancing of their customers. And then when you get home, wash your hands. And then after you put away the groceries, wash your hands. The main thing is the average person touches their face 15 times an hour. And so just keep in mind that I'm going to redo this little stitch area right here. It was bigger than 1/4 of an inch and it was going to act up. But they said just, after you put away groceries, since it can live on the certain materials for up to 72 hours, just wash your hands and do that 20-second washing your hands and under the fingernails. So, but I figured we'll just go here and there only when we have, once a week, no more, and pick up a few things. Like he picked up asparagus. It was 99 cents for a thing. But, okay, yeah, this is much better. You see this now? I had sewn it way up like this. And so I took the stitches out and did a much narrower seam. And now this can meet it better. Before it was meeting the back of the fabric. Thank you! Hush, Gromit. I'm sorry I yelled. My garbage men are coming by, and I appreciate they're still doing their job. This is when we're lucky to have services like this. So, lucky, lucky, lucky. All right. Take turns with another family. Oh, I love that. Yeah. I love that. I love it. And I love hearing too, be kind with each other. You don't know what kind of stress other people are going through. Be extra gentle, because honestly, we can only imagine what some people are going through. I feel so blessed. I mean, I have food in the house. We paid our bills. Was it last night? Yeah. We were able to pay our bills. And I have projects. I have a whole room worth of fun stuff to do. And Mark is able to work from home. So I feel really blessed. And I hope you do too. I hope you have blessings in your life. That I'm not a religious person. I don't mean it that way. I mean it in the way that, that there are things in your life that are going well, and that you are happy. So I want that for all of you. All right. So now I've gotten the third side on. Are you going to be leaving us, Jamie? I don't blame you. Not everybody can have a setup right, And I'm so tickled. Sunday, I'm going to show little Miss Crystal, so I can't wait to show them her working on her projects. Jamie's so blessed. Jamie has got the cutest daughter who loves to spend time with her. What am I sewing? I'm putting my arcs on these blocks, and this is my Urban 9 patch. So, have fun, Miss Jamie, sweetheart. Jamie's a good soul. We've got so many good souls in here. I'm going to make brownies today. Anybody getting in a cooking mood? I'm going to make homemade. I make them from the canned cocoa, and oh my gosh, they're so good. I don't know what I was thinking. Look at this huge seam. What was I thinking? That's way bigger than a quarter of an inch. Hold on. I'm going to show just how bad this is. This is 7/8. Come on, Deb. What kind of sewing is that? Honestly, I was doing it in the class, probably not paying attention, and in a huge hurry. So I'm going to take this seam out too. But I mean, look at that. That's ridiculous. So you got to pay attention to how these things, sometimes when it comes close to the end like this with a little piece like this, we kind of let it go. We just kind of, we feel like we've sewn the most part. That's what's important. Well, no, it's important to right up to where you stop. I'm glad to give y'all a chance to talk to other people. When we did this on Tuesday, we really got to know so much about people. And I love hearing your stories. Y'all are just wonderful, wonderful people. And thank goodness. Oh, I know. Why aren't you saying something there, Miss Diane? Okay. That looks, see how much better that looks? So it didn't take long to fix that. I'm learning now, ever since I've been doing these videos and live streams, I've expected more of myself, and it's been a good thing. It's been a very good thing. I've always been loosey-goosey when it comes to some things. But now I'm learning. You're right. Hi, Josie. How are you, sweetheart? Cicely, that's wonderful. Honey, we think of your country a lot. That y'all have been through it. Now we're starting to go through what y'all have been through. So we think of you a lot, sweetheart. Italy is the most beautiful country. And it has the best food, and we all know I love food. And it has really warm people. Now, in saying this, in the airports, they might get on your nerves a little bit. They can be a little pushy, but when you get to know them, they will give you everything they have. And we met, I was in Naples, and it was wonderful. Oh my gosh. And the bruschetta was amazing. You have 5 cases in your town. I'm sorry, sweetheart. Luckily, you're an island from the larger part of the country of Italy, I think, if I'm right. But Italy is a beautiful country, and their volcanic soil grows the best tomatoes. Oh my gosh, their tomatoes are heaven. And you can go anywhere, any little alleyway. If it has like a little pizzeria, oh my gosh, the food is so good. So beautiful, beautiful place. And I went to Pompeii, drove around Rome. I got to tell you, though, Josie, Italians kind of drive crazy. But beautiful country, beautiful people. Oh, Hawaii has, yeah. And, for a while, they said West Virginia didn't have cases. But what we're doing today, Josie, is we're just all spending time together because we're all kind of locked in. Now, I've got a little pucker right here. So I'm going to take this out and do this part again. Okay, good. I'm glad I didn't want to hurt your feelings, but oh my goodness, luckily we were in a taxi cab in Rome because oh my goodness, they scared me. But it is a beautiful, beautiful country, and I hope to come back. Oh, you're Canadian born and raised. Okay, I've got something interesting. My sweetheart Mark was born in Toronto. No, wait a minute. Ontario. But his last name is Mastronardi. So he has got Italian and Canadian in him. But I hope Italy will be spared. I hope that, for 30 years, how wonderful. It's a beautiful country. I want to come back. Well, I want to go all over Italy, but I definitely want to see Herculaneum. And, I just want to go everywhere. I want to go to the Amalfi Coast. Oh, there we go. I was lucky to get to go because it was back before my divorce. My ex had to travel there on business, and I went with him. And so that was nice. Okay, so here we go. I got this one done. Thank you, ladies. This is nice. So, okay. Well, now I know why, Josie, you speak such good English. You probably speak better English than I do. So I'm going to show you one more time. And y'all keep talking. I love you talking. Gives you a chance to kind of socialize and reboot after all the stress we're going through. So, and I don't know about y'all, but when I look at fabric, there's usually a side I like better. Like this side, the weave looks nice and even, really pretty. This side is pretty too, but this seems a little coarse, more coarse. So this is from a company called So Kind of Wonderful. And it is the Urban 9 patch. And I want to show you because it truly is going to be a gorgeous, whoops, don't loosen my, look at this. It's going to be a gorgeous quilt. So I like it. It is intensive, but worth it, I think. So, and what we're doing today is we're just going to chit and chat. Exactly. Yeah, sometimes you want something a little more rustic, and then sometimes you want it very smooth. And, people say batiks don't have a wrong or right. Well, I beg to differ with them because when I'm working with a batik, one side is a little more crisp than the other. Let me see if I have a scrap over here that's a batik. Okay, here are some batik scraps. And, all right, let's look right here at this, okay? Then I go to the other side, And there it is. But I had a hard time finding it because see how it's more subdued, more blurry? Okay, here it's sharper. So you notice I sewed this as this is the right side because I like to get that little extra definition of color. So to me, batiks do have a wrong or right, but I mean, you don't have to look at it that way. It's just the way I like. I love color, love texture. I love it all. You know, if a little bit is good, then a whole lot is perfect for me. Batiks are a much tighter weave. They're actually a higher quality fabric than our quilting cottons. But they're also, because of that tighter weave, they're harder to quilt. So that's why most people machine quilt on batiks and not do hand quilting. But, you know, you can see the weave pretty good in this quilting cotton. You can see the weave. You can see the weave in this. But then when you look at batiks, it's very hard to see the weave because it has thinner threads and a lot more of them. It has a much higher thread count. You probably already knew that, but I'm such a natural born teacher. I can't help myself, I think. So, whoops. But we're just giving everybody a chance to talk and visit. And normally I do a set program where I teach you a lot of things or show you some new things that I've seen. But these are just relax and work on something. Just spending time together to get through all of this. Do you notice how I'm pulling this fabric up? Oh, good job, Josie. You should be talking to our Diane 57. She's making masks now, and we had another woman who's gone on to sew. But anyway, I'm pulling this fabric up because I had a little fullness in here that I'm trying to let the feed dogs work into so I won't get another little pleat. But if you lift it up, the bottom, which has the fullness, has to go farther than the top. I know that sounds odd, but it's just true. It's like running around a track. Hold on, somehow it got stuck. Okay, my pen got stuck, I think. Oops, I hate when I do that. I hate when I stick the pen in my finger. There. Okay. So, I'll just pull this up. It'll allow the excess to feed right in and hopefully not pucker. Now I can see I pinned this pin wrong. That's going to get in the way. So I'm just going to hold it with my fingers firmly and feed it in. Then lay it down, go in the final bit. Ooh, it's getting warm in here. It is so warm outside. What's the weather like for you, Josie? It is warm. I almost had a pucker. Look right there. Almost. But I think I can press it out. I don't want to have to do it again if I don't have to. Yeah, I don't think anybody will really notice it, especially once beautiful weather. Yeah, it's like 80 degrees here today, so it's beautiful. That is wonderful. You've made 15 masks, Josie. That's wonderful. But I'm showing them how I make this curved line. Is I pinched to find the middle of this block. I pinched the crease and one on each end. What you looking for, Grammy? And I do one on each end like this, and that's all you have to do. Maureen, I take Sicily is semi-tropical. Nice. Nice. And I take baby aspirin. And I know, I mean, yours I'm sure is even worse, but I do tend to bleed more. When I scratched myself on the shower door the other day, oh, did it bleed? I can understand that. Then, Maureen, you probably have to raise your arm and sit calmly and try to let your blood clot. That's why I say growing older is not for sissies, is it? But you know, in so many ways, I'm happier than I've ever been. And I would never want to go back and do it again. I'm happy with my age. I'm happy with my stage of life. I wouldn't want to go back and conquer the world again, you know? Okay, sweetheart. Take good care, Sonia, sweetie. You're the best. And remember, wash your hands. Wash, wash, wash. It's a good time to go before people who are still working get off work, honey. So take good care, sweetie pie. I keep pinning these pens wrong and they get me. I need to remember that when I pin it to face the other direction because I'm sticking myself as I sew down to the end. And I don't like doing that. Baptismal. Oh my gosh, yeah, you can't bleed at all on anything white. That wouldn't look good, would it? You could just say it was the blood of Christ spilled for our sins, right? Oh my goodness. Yeah, I was Catholic at one point in time for a few years, and oh gosh, I've been everything, and none of it worked. So now I'm just me. Hi, Brenda. Oh my gosh, it's so good to see you. Brenda, I bet you your weather's beautiful today too. Brenda lives in a southern part of North Carolina that's just lovely, lovely, lovely. Good to see you, Brenda. Yeah, the weather is just exquisite today. Just beautiful. In fact, I need to go out and take a walk. So I'll just have to wave at neighbors and not stop and chat. Okay, now this time I'm going to put the needle the other way. Oops, no, this way. Yeah, luckily I'm in a neighborhood that is not very populous. I mean, it's just our houses have like a half an acre, so it's not like a village. Although I wish I lived in a village, but I guess in a village it would be harder to be away from people. With me, I won't be close to people. I think I'm gonna take my Grammy because I think he's getting a little bit of cabin fever too. I'm worried I'm going to get a pucker here. Let me see. Okay. Take good care, Cheryl. And thank you for checking in. Don't forget, send us those pictures of your beautiful quilts. That girl is talented. Talented, talented. I'm glad Jamie's still here. I thought maybe she went off and left us. And we love Jamie. She's a sweetheart. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. I became a Catholic when I first got married because I thought it was the good wife thing to do. Well, you've heard how that worked out. So, yeah, my son-in-law is a Christian, and he said, you do all the things, you're just not going to collect the prize, the reward. And I said, I'm happy. I'm happy with everything, and I'm happy just the way I am. So, okay, let's see. But luckily you don't have to be any religion to be a good person. You just have to have a good heart. So, it worked much better when I turned my needle around that time. So, anybody else doing something? Yes, we do love our medicine. That's why, I love science. Let me tell you. And it's so funny because I went to see, there's a man named James Randi. And for a while he was a magician. And then he became very cynical. And he didn't like the way people were being taken advantage of, whether it was certain pseudo religions or any kind of scamming people. And so then he went on the lecture circuit. Now I really like him. And I went to see him in probably 1995. And he came to a local college back when I lived in Maryland. And he was talking about that there was a coming dark age of sorts because people were, society was moving so fast. Innovation was moving so fast that people were overwhelmed and they would want to go backwards a little. Oh, thank you, Maureen. And it is so true. The backlash against science has really shocked me. The people who don't do, I got a pucker here that's a little too big, so I'm going to undo this. But the people who don't have their children immunized, I don't get it. And I think that they don't remember what it was like to see polio victims. They don't remember what it was like when your mom's best friend had a baby who was deaf because she got measles when she was pregnant with her. And so I tell you what, I have a feeling people are going to flock back to science now, let me tell you, because it's only going to be science that's going to help us get out of this worldwide pandemic. So if you see a scientist, thank them. They make our wonderful life now possible. Whether it's science and growing the crops, we grow so much and feed so many. Whether it's science that gives us the wonderful medications that make it possible for me to live a healthy life. For all of us to live longer and healthier lives. Science is going to get us out of this problem. So I'm real big on science. Then after we handle this, maybe then we can finally start looking at global warming. So Because we've been given a beautiful world. We just now have to take care of it. Take care, Karen. It was so good to see you. Oh yes, and bees, they're kind of stupid this time of year, aren't they? They'll kind of run into you. They're like, we've been sleeping all winter. We don't know what we're doing. That's cute. But take care. Oh, good job. Yes. Thank him for me too. I love our scientist. So take care, Karen. It was so good to see you, honey. Come back soon. Yeah, come and go as you want. This is just an opportunity for people to say hi and to talk a little bit and to commiserate a little bit. A burden, what is it? A burden shared is a burden lessened. So I believe in that. When I lived in Maryland for 21 years, we had a good-sized Amish community, Amish and Mennonite. And I got to see burden sharing up close and personal. And it was very special. But now I've got 2 blocks done. Yay. So thank you for helping me get both of these done. Oh, I just saw a wasp. So who was that talking about bees? Brenda. Boy, you are right, Brenda. I just saw a wasp right outside my window. I don't like wasps. So, oh, that's wonderful. Oh, good for him. Well, please thank him for me because my life has definitely been made better by modern medicine. So, yep, it's a good time to give thanks to people who worked hard to make our lives better. When something like this happens, it just makes you so grateful. And, you know, let these people know we appreciate them very much. All right, still trying to remember which way to pin these. I don't want to jab myself anymore. You know, I was thinking of going past 3 o'clock, but now it's so pretty out. I'm thinking I might want to try to run to the post office. So maybe we'll go to 3 and then that would still give me time. I want to drive up to the big mailbox out front so I can just drop off some things in that. But it is a lovely, lovely day. It might be good for me to get out and get some sunshine. Don't forget sunshine, vitamin D helps you, that helps your immunity. Vitamin D is very important. And the sun's the fastest way to get some of it. Just don't overdo it. But I know y'all know that. Okay, let's see how this came out. This is fun. Even though I've got a zillion UFOs, it feels good to get a little something done, even if it's just a little something. Let me drop these shades down a little bit here. Ha! That sun was just a wee bit bright. Oh, yum. Thank you for coming, and please stop by again, Josie. It was delightful to have you here, and enjoy your meal with your boys. Take good care. Bye, sweetheart. Come back soon. That was fun talking to somebody from halfway across the world. You know, that's the wonderful thing about modern um, electronics and inventions is it's a much smaller world. I like her a lot. What a nice lady. What a nice lady. All right. And you know what? It makes us realize we're a very small world and we're all in this together. I hope she'll come back though. She's lovely. Okay. Sorry I'm kind of quiet. It's just nice to just sit and sew. It's kind of nice knowing y'all are there too. So is anybody doing anything special or fun? Anybody working on a gift for a special event? Oh, thank you, Brenda. You know, oh, I know what I was going to tell you is if you like doing mystery quilts, um, there are some people doing mystery quilts, and some people have decided, you know, especially during this stressful time, what can they do something kind for people? So type in on your Google search bar, type in mystery quilts and see what you can find. Um, Edita Sitar is doing a mystery quilt, and once I looked up how much the fabric would cost for it, I said, "No, I think I'll skip this one." But we have people who really love her. She does beautiful work. So she's doing, and I think it's tomorrow. I'm not sure though, but check and see because it, you know, you could use your stash and mysteries. Oh my gosh. For a few years, I did at least 10 mysteries. I love them. And it really helped me improve my, um, oh, he's a chef. Wow. And he really helped me, improve. Oh, fantastic. Wonderful, Josie. But mysteries really helped me improve my quilting skills because you're focusing on one step at a time. You don't know what the outcome is, so you're not rushing ahead. And so, anyway, I highly recommend them. It's a great way to use up your stash. And because until I know what the quilt's really going to be, I hate to use expensive fabric. So it's a great way to just jump in and use some of those stash pieces you've had sitting in your closet. But anyway, so several people are having online mysteries. You might want to just check that out. Also, Alex Anderson has been having some shows just talking to different people in the quilt industry. They were supposed to be doing their filming in Texas, but they obviously can't. So she's had Ricky Timms call in. She talked to Victoria Finley Wolf, I believe is her name, one day. So there's just all kinds of people doing some really nice things to kind of help everyone through. So I love that. That's wonderful. So, and I see here, yeah, you're talking about a block swap. And you know, these things can make us feel like we are still connected. So look into that. Nice to see you, Brenda, sweetheart. Take good care. Block swaps are perfectly safe. The virus will die in 72 hours. It cannot live through the mail. So you are perfectly safe to do a block swap with a group. That's a wonderful idea. And talk about feeling involved with others. That's a wonderful idea. So, whoops. I gotta make sure I keep that pen going the right way. There, yay. So this will be my fourth block. No, my third block. Okay. But I'll have finished 3 blocks just sitting here talking with y'all. But anyway, look around. This is National Quilting Week. Look around and see what free options are available. There are some of the groups that are offering really rock bottom prices on online classes. If you've ever thought, what would it be like to take an online class? Guess what? Now you have the time to do that. So this is a time of great opportunity. Yes, it's worrisome, it's sad, but it's see if you can make it be a time that's special. I was thinking of keeping a journal. I've always wanted to, but now's a wonderful time because we're living and it's a very unusual experience we're going through. And it might be wonderful to write a journal of what you're feeling. Vicky, you're cute. You're so cute. Oh, great. Aw, that's nice. Yeah, we'd love photos of what you got, so we would love that. Now, is the M the Missouri Star Quilting? Oh, that's right, Missouri, and then you did a star. Very good. I can't wait to get my Jenny Beyer fabric in and pineapple fabric, but since I just ordered it 2 hours ago, I guess I'll be waiting a while. That's wonderful. I'm glad to see y'all participating in swaps. I tell you what, YouTube has changed my life. That all of this social media, and there's so much to see and do. It's exciting. So now, Josie, I guess it's probably what, about 8 or 9 o'clock in Italy? What? Who's in a snowstorm? Ah, no snow. So Jenny Beyer's got it. I don't know, maybe 20 fabrics that are all between $4 and $6 today. So I think it's today and tomorrow. So if you've been needing to get any Jenny Beyer fabric, feel free to stop by online. Her shop is not open, but it is always open online. Oh boy, I'm going to get a let me try this again, ladies. Oh, I see what I did. Look at that. It's 8 o'clock. Okay. Wonderful. I was sitting here thinking pasta in the daytime, which of course, nothing wrong with pasta in the daytime. But then I thought, oh, that's right. They're a good number of hours ahead. Yeah, here it is almost 3 o'clock. In fact, I need to figure out what we're going to have for dinner tonight. I haven't thought about it yet. What did... I had to take this out, do it again. It was just too far off. I've got a quilt on my frame upstairs. It's the one that I did in the class that I took back in September, 6 months ago, that I finished with Jenny Beyer fabric. It was a Judy Niemeyer quilt. I don't know if y'all remember that, but I've got it on the frame. And, you know, I'm not as talented as Diana Wright. So I sit down to start work on it, and I have to hem and haw and hem and haw and try something. I had my dry erase board there to try it, but still there were some things I tried on the quilt that just didn't come out like I wanted to. So then I have to sit there with the seam ripper and take out all those tiny stitches, because I do about 14 stitches to the inch. And but now I've worked out the design I'm quilting on it. And so I'm hoping to get some time in on that today too. And then don't forget, for Sunday, I ordered from Amazon. I had to get some medicine in, or diet supplement. But anyway, I ordered these Lumiere, and I'm going to have something done to show you. These are metallic ink paints. They're great for fabric. And these are pearlescent and metallic colors. So you'll have to wait and see what I'm going to do with these. Who has Reese's bars? That's my favorite candy of all. I love Reese's chocolate cups. And even better, the Easter eggs and then the Christmas trees. Oh, baby. Vicki, you do a lot of good cooking and baking. I have seen you talk about that. I'm going to use some Hershey's cocoa and make brownies. I love making them. I don't have to have a box mix in the cupboard. And they're so good. And anybody can make brownies. You just throw stuff in a bowl with a whisk and whisk it, and then throw it in a pan and bake it. So I am going to make some brownies for tonight. I've been wanting to make cinnamon rolls, but you know, I'm not really supposed to eat all the sweet stuff. And then they tend to give me indigestion. So I have to really think, do I want to take all the time to make a homemade sweet dough, let it rise, and then roll it out thin, and then put all the filling in and roll it up into a log and then cut it? I have to really think about that. That's a lot of work. And then if it's just going to give me indigestion, and I can't get it to any of my kids, so I would end up with a whole big pan of cinnamon rolls that I'd be throwing away. And then I like them with pecans, and Mark doesn't. So that would be a problem too. Okay. After I finish this one up, I think I'm going to have to get ready and go. But I have absolutely loved y'all being here today, taking some time with me. And it definitely helps me. Um, it definitely helps me just kind of reduce some of the stress of worrying about this virus. So, ah, okay, let me see how this one did. Very pretty. No puckers. Yay. Okay, so I will check with the post office, and who knows, I might even take Jody's package to mail. So let me check into all of this. I'm going to try to get y'all's envelopes. Anybody that still wants to participate in the undersea. Oops, I guess I can put this back up and talk to you face to face. Okay, there we are. So, any of you who want to participate in the undersea landscape quilt, and you might like to share some of the goodies, as I said, I've got probably at least 9 envelopes, and I only think I have maybe 5 ladies so far. So just let me know. You've got to really be doing it. You can't, I want to make sure that I send it to people who are ready to work on something. So anyway, yes, Jody, I'm pretty sure I have your name. And do I have? Yes, I think I should have your address because I'm going to mail I think you mailed me. Yes, I already put it on a form. So, and good. That's good because Jody, I don't know if I already had your address on the envelope yet, so I'll make sure it's on there. Can't forget my Jody. She is such a talented quilter. So thank you everyone for coming and visiting. And I feel better. I feel so much better than I did this morning. And thank you for, we're all sharing this. We're in this together. And I think it's wonderful. So we'll see how we do. I'm probably going to be pretty busy tomorrow, but don't forget, I'm back here Sunday afternoon at 3 p.m. New York time or Eastern Standard Time. And I'll have some exciting things to show you then. I always love Sunday, seeing, if I can show you something that might wow you. So anything else any questions you need to ask me before I get ready and go? And do me a favor, take such good care of yourselves. You all mean so much to me. And I want you well and healthy because we've got a lot of quilts to make. So thank you for sewing with me today. This was nice. This is the first time in a long time that I've sewed just for me. And you made it possible. So thank you, everyone. All right. Mwah. Take good care of yourself. Stay healthy and do something special. Have you been wanting to do something with polymer clay or basket weaving? Now's a good time to do it. Spoil yourself rotten, okay? Bye-bye. Mwah. So good to see you. Bye, guys. You're the best. Come back and visit with us, Josie, and Sherry. Mwah. Y'all take care. Love all of y'all. Bye-bye, guys. Take care.